Hello everyone, Kureo here, and today I'm gonna share my Bavsargra deck profile. So if you want to go back to Vanguard or you are a newcomer and you want to play Vanguard, I'll recommend this deck. So this deck is Bavsargra, it's Dragon Empire deck, and it's really easy to build. You only need to dig one set for this deck profile, and maybe this minor card that you can search from people up from this deck profile. So it's pretty easy build, and again, if you're a beginner and you want to start Vanguard, I'm really recommending this deck because how simple it is, but yet so effective. You can use it for competitive play too, and it's kind of famous rogue deck now in Vanguard game. And well, without further ado, let's go straight into deck profiling. So this is the right line. So the right line is this. I will explain it one by one. So we start with the Ahimsa. So it's your starter right line. So it's your grid 0. It actually can change any grid 0, to be honest with you. Like Ahimsa, it's come from the structure deck. It doesn't do anything except if you go second, you can draw additional card. So yeah, pretty simple. And then the next right line is Namukaru. Namukaru effect is when it's right, you can Soul Blast one. So basically Soul Blast in the thing, and you can search your one of your arm order. So you can either search the Pretty Fee, or the Swayanbu, the shield. So you can search either of these two. You cannot search other arm, you only can search these two. So remember that, because I do a lot of misplay when I first start playing this deck. So yeah, you can either search the sword or the shield, the Pretty Fee or the Swayanbu. So yeah, remember that. And the grade 2, we have Haribhadra. Haribhadra is your grade 2, and his effect is when it's right, you can take one order card from your drop zone and put it back to your hand. So basically you want to discarding the card that uses search. So it's basically free resource. It is really good. I really like how this deck is pay for themselves for the right decking. It's amazing, and what can I say? And if you do not have a card that's being listed on this profile, you can bring more Haribhadra, because its second effect is it got 5k boost, so basically 15k beater. So that's why it's really good. So yeah, if you don't have if you have some card of this profile you don't have and you don't know what to change, you can bring Haribhadra. Okay, and the final right line is the Bavsargra itself. So Bavsargra doesn't do anything when it's right on, but Bavsargra have two effects. So the first effect, when it's armed, you can soul charge one and call grid 1 or 0 from your drop. So the main target is usually the Trickmoon. Yeah, that's basically how it is. You call grid 0, you call grid 1 to become a booster or become your rare. So basically swarming. But that's not what makes her good. What makes her good is the second effect, is when you have 2 arm card, you can Soul Blast 2, and you can retire all your opponent front row, and she got crit. So crit pressuring, you always have the crit, because how this deck work, you always have soul, it's only Soul Blast 2, and you always have crit every turn. That's why it's really good, it's really consistent. It's beat, crit with another 10k boost, which is if you use the sword, or later on you will show you the spear too. So yeah, pretty good deck. Pretty simple, pretty consistent. What else can I say? Really good deck. And that's it for the right line. And it's pretty simple. You get all this from the structure deck. So yeah, that's the right line. And let's start from the highest grid. So we have grid 3. So we bring another 3 copy of Bavsargra. So this is for persona riding. So well, what can I say? Persona riding is still broken. It's really good mechanic. What can I say? You persona ride, you draw a card, you get 10k. So if you don't know how to persona write, it's basically if it's your Vanguard and then you have other copy of the same card usually, and you just put on top and this persona write, and you get 10k boost for the entire run, and then you draw a card. Really good tech there. Really good mechanic. I really love persona writing. And you can you're basically adding one for 2 usual tools, which is really cool. So that's why, like, you bring 3 copy of her, always bring 3 copy. Persona writing is good. Yep. And the next grade 3, we have 3 copy of Adarla. Okay, I know some of you probably thinking like, well, why only 3? You should bring 4. Yes, I get it. Sadly, I didn't found the 4th copy yet. I still only found this 3, and for me these 3s work fine. There's a lot of time which I don't want this card in my hand. I want other card in my hand, so that's why, like, I bring the 3. I think 3 is working good for me. But if you think you need to bump it up to 4, it's up to you. It's really good card. It's basically consistency boosting, and if you want to re-equip card from your drop zone, you can use her. So basically her effect is when it's placed on rear, you can counter blast 1 and then equip 1 card from your drop to your Vanguard. Really good if you need the sword, or if you need the spear later on, or you even need the gun, or if you need the shield, you can count on her and she can equip it for you. There's a lot of cool combo that you can do with her. And the second effect is got 5k when it's attacked, so it's actually 18k Peter. Really good. It's double R. You need Adarla, but if you cannot have her, you can change to the crit 2, the what's it called again, the Halibadra. So yeah, but if you can, please bring her. Alda Aldaria is so good. So yeah, please bring her. The order gonna be for the spear. So you want 4 spear because it's, well, you always want it on your hand. You always want to equip it first. It's really good card. It's really good order. So when you equip, you draw a card. That's +1, and then you get 10k boost for your Vanguard. So it's just good. Like can I say, it's just good. It's really good. So that's why you want this equip so much. Yep, bring 4. Sadly, this is, well, it's only double R, but sadly people hoarding this card. So yeah, if you cannot bring the spear, you can bring the sword too, but again, spear is just so good. So if you can, you should get this one. And the second order is the sword, the pretty fee. So it is, there you go, it's the pretty fee, the sword. So blast 1 to equip this sword, and then if you attack on the end of the battle, you can counter blast 2 and damage your opponent. Basically, if you don't hit, you open PG, you can use the pretty fee effect, detach it from your Bavsargra, and then give 1 damage to your opponent. It's really cool card. I really love this card. Although because it's counter blast 2, and you know those counter blasts is kind of expensive in this deck. Counter blasting is, yeah, I hope they release a support that can counter charge though. I don't know. I just want counter charging in this deck if I can, but you bring 2 because it's consistency, so you always want to draw at least 1 of this. So yeah, bring 2. And the next one, we have the shield. 1 copy of Swanbu. Why only 1? Because you can search it. So usually you draw on the sword or the spear, and then you search the Swanbu. That's the optimal play. So basically it's just 13k shield, only once per turn, and yeah, that's it. It doesn't do anything after that. It's just 13k shield, but it's still really good. So it you basically got free 13k shield every turn. That's really good. Once per turn only, remember that. And this one is kind of my preference, the gun. The Chandra is not really good equip. Chandra is like win more card. It's triple drive checking. It's de-equip when you use it. It counter blast 2, soul blast, like too many resources to use. It's actually not that good. The only reason why I use this gun because, well, it's SP. It's only that. That's the only reason why. do not bring him, do not bring this gun, do not bring Chandra. It's not really good. You can change it to whatever you want. You can change it to shield if you wanted to, that's okay. You can just discard it and not using him, that's pretty fine. The only reason why I bring it because SP. I'm really sorry, you should change that though, but that's, well, it's worked for me, and some of the time I win with that gun too, so yeah, it's just tech choice though. And our first grade 2, we have Travis. So 4 copy of Travis. What can I say? This card is good. It's really good. So basically, when you Bavsargra his effect to retire, you can then use his effect to counter blast one and then soul charge one. So basically, refueling your Bavsargra for next turn, and you retire one of your opponent rear, and then he got 10k boost, so it's 20k boost attack. It's really good. What can I say? If you can bring 4, bring 4. If you cannot, bring 3 is fine, but if you cannot bring him, you can use the grid 3 from the starter deck, but I don't recommend it. This guy is way much better though. So yeah, bring 4 copy of him. And for our first grade 1, we have 2 copy of Tensa State. Not much to explain here. Tensa State is there for persona riding searching. So when he boosts any rear, and when the attack hit, remember that it need to be hit. When it hit, you retire this guy, counter blast one, and you can search your Vanguard. So basically search another copy of your Bavsargra for persona riding next turn. Yeah, persona riding is good. So you want him for persona riding searching, so you need him to searching another Bavsargra, and you can revive him with Bavsargra effect too, which is really good. It's really synergized really well with this deck though. But sadly this is from set 1, but again, there's a lot of people that having this card. You just need to buy it. It's only like $2 or something, and you need to have to. Yeah, why not? It's really a good card. So the next great one, we have Ishta. So this is easy to get card. You just, I don't know, I think it's rare from set 4. It's rare. It's only $1. No, it's like 70 cents or something. Not really that expensive. But why you bring him? Because it's just basically 13k booster. So this card got 2000 for each card on your Vanguard, excluding your soul. So you only get, if you Vanguard have Bavsargra and 2 order cards, so you basically got 6000 boost. So it's gonna be around 12,000k booster or beater. So well, it's big number, and you can revive it with Bavsargra effect too. Really good. And the last, actually no, the first grade 0 from this deck is, well, Trick Moon. Well, what do I say? Trick Moon is really good. This card is really good, like legitly good. So what Trick Moon do when it's revived with Bavsargra effect, or actually by any means, you counter charge. Yes, I say that we need counter charge. Trick Moon is the counter charge, but it's kind of, you know, because you always gonna have him on the rear usually, except maybe you open retire them, but it's kind of rare. If you open and know that Trick Moon is the rear, they're not gonna retire them because they know you're gonna counter charge with him. So yeah. And the second effect is it's got 10k bonus for each order card on your Vanguard. So basically, if you have 2, you get 20k. So it's basically 25k booster from the bank, which is really insane. 25k booster on the back, and if you want to, you can be on the rear too. 25k attacker. It's just really good card. What can I say? 4 copy of this is kind of hard to get now, but I believe if you're in America or something like that, or maybe Japan, maybe I don't know, Malaysia, you can get this card really easy. And yeah, 4 copy of this guy, really good. And let's go to the trigger. So the trigger, simple. Offer trigger is Davida. Restanding Vanguard, because this deck is only 3 deck attacker, so restanding Vanguard is always appreciated. 100 million, and yeah, what can I say? Really good offer trigger. And if you don't have Dark Veda and you don't want to spend $30 for this card, you can just use the stock. It's kind of fine, but again, you need to. It's kind of fine. Oh, never mind. It's actually good. It's actually good too, because you always gonna attack with your Vanguard first because you want the boost and everything. If you misses the trigger, and then when you use a stock, you get 2 rare for 100 million, which is kind of good too. So yeah, if you cannot use Darth Vader, use the stock one. That's completely fine. Always bring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 crit. Yeah, bring 8 crit with you faster. What can I say? You don't need to bring the Frail Dragon. You can just use another Spark if you don't want to. I just bring him because I got him from the booster pack, so bring him. But if you wanted to, you can bring Flail, but I'm not recommended if you really on budget. Again, because this card is quite expensive. It's $5 or something, yeah, for each, so it's quite expensive. So, but it does have any other effect. If you draw him, you can call him, and then you can boost, and then when it's boost, you can go on the soul. It's well kind of helping for Bavsargra too, and then get 2k. The 2k is kind of not really important, but the soul is kind of good. But again, I'm usually not gonna throw my critical on the rear to just put on the soul. I'm just gonna use him for shielding usually, so yeah, it doesn't matter. Bring Spark if you only have Spark. So yeah, a crit, and we bring the draw trigger, the good draw trigger. So yeah, it's kind of sad that you need to bring him. This guy is around $8 or something, quite expensive though. Basically it's 10k shield, it's draw. You want to draw when you attack, you get 10k percent draw, +1. Why not? That's why you need to bring 3 of this. If you cannot bring this, you don't have the good one, you can basically use the normal one, but I'm not recommending it because it have really small shield, and you need the shield sometimes because it's only attack 3 times. Ending your opponent is kind of 3 or 4 rounds, so yeah, you want to him. But if you don't want to bring draw, you can bring the front trigger, which is okay too, because again, you're always gonna attack with your Vanguard first. So yeah, you can bring front, that's completely fine. You have 15k shield too. So yeah, if you don't have the new draw trigger, you can bring this front. And the last one is the health. For copy of the health, well, just really easy tag to choose. 4 health for ease your way out to win. It's boost, it's 15k shield, you get 1 heal for your damage. Okay, so that's all of it. So that's all the profile for today. Bavsargra is such a good deck. It's really easy to use. It's competitive, it's competent, it's competitive, it's easy to use. It's kind of cheap because you only need to dig 1 box basically. You don't need to dig other boxes, and yeah, really good. I will make a video about how Bavsargra play later on, but that's it for now. Thank you for watching and have a nice one. Bye bye.